Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I am Palo Verde Partida. I am the Employment Placement Coordinator at Norco College. And today's topic, we will be discussing on how to navigate a job fair. First and foremost, I do want to introduce all of my colleagues here today. This event and these workshop series have been sponsored by Ready Career Education and the Inland Empire Regional Consortium. It was also done in collaboration with Moreno Valley College, MSJC, Mount San Jacinto College, Norco, Palo Verde College, and Riverside City College. If the job developers would like to introduce themselves, the ones that are here.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Nisha Hill. I am the Job Developer and Placement Coordinator at Mount San Jacinto College. Welcome and thank you.
I'll go next. Hi, I'm Muriel Anderson McDade with Riverside City College, Employment Placement Coordinator / Job Developer.
And good afternoon. My name is Artemisa Lujano, and I'm the Job Placement Specialist at Palo Verde College. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Today we are missing Nikki Cook, our Moreno Valley College Employment Placement Coordinator, but I will share her contact information towards the end if you do need to get a hold of her. Next, we are thrilled to invite you to an exciting opportunity that could shape your future. Join us for our virtual job fair hosted by all 5 of us, Moreno Valley, MSJC, Norco, Riverside, and Palo Verde. This event will be an invaluable experience for you as a student if you're eager to explore a career, network with top companies, and take your first step towards a successful career. So save the date and be on the lookout for registration information. It is on November 6, 2023 this year. So we are a little over a month away. Between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. And the reasons why you should attend, you get to meet again with top employers, connect with renowned companies from various industries, actively seeking talented individuals like yourself. You get to discover opportunities, explore internships, part-time positions, and full-time jobs to jumpstart your career. Network, you get to engage in meaningful conversations with recruiters and professionals, expanding your network and gaining insight into your desired field. And lastly, you get your resume reviewed. So you get some personalized feedback on your resume to make sure it stands out in the competitive job market. So join us for the job fair. Now to get some started, here is our plan for today. I'm going to be talking about before the job fair, what to do the day of, after, and give you some recap on this workshop series and some tips to go along with it. Now, what is a job fair? It's also known as a career fair, hiring events, career expos. They are recruiting events for an event where representatives from various organizations meet with a large number of job seekers. They can run anywhere from one day to several days. Some are held during the weekday in the evenings, others on the weekends, and sometimes, even virtual, just like the one we're having. Each company has a booth where you'll learn about openings, apply for a job, and sometimes even have an initial interview with recruiter. Someone from HR or an actual hiring manager. Sometimes there are a broad range of companies and sometimes they are aimed to a specific industry. The goal of these events are for the attending companies to fill key positions or to hire a large number of open positions. The benefit of virtual job fair is convenience, accessibility, cost effectiveness, and they use various different platforms like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or maybe you'll see some like specialized job fair platform that they try to mimic what like a job fair floor may look like. So, how to prepare. A key contributor to how job seekers succeed will be in the preparation. And here are some tips. Prepare some questions, pre-register for the event. So this just like we're going to be sending you a registration link for our upcoming virtual job fair. Make sure that you register, that you let us know that you're coming in case we need to share, maybe we want to share the employers that are going to be coming and joining us. We want to provide you updates up following the event. Sometimes you never know what sort of insights that you will come from you pre-registering for the event. Or maybe there's a slight shift in the schedule and you want to be sure you stay up to date. And this way, if you do, and then they send the list of companies, you get to research the companies and decide who you want to talk to and meet with. Are there various breakout rooms? Or is it just one employer per, maybe 30 minutes per hour? Do you get to choose and decide? This will help you schedule and schedule your day, schedule that time, and be effective with your job searching. And prepare some questions. Some questions have you have a short list of questions ready about the company culture, um, the professional development opportunities, mentorship programs, and anything else you want to learn. I will give you some tips later in the presentation on what sort of questions that you are able to ask. And these are just examples, but I feel free to always do some research on your own. And anything that maybe sparks interest in you, maybe you want to know, hey, what's the work-life balance? So we'll go into that. Next is your elevator pitch. Create and practice your elevator pitch. This is a 30 to 60-second speech. Practice introducing yourself. The speech doesn't have to be perfect, but you do need to be confident in your intro. Explain who you are, what your skills are, and what your career goal is. I would also suggest to prepare and print your resumes. Having your resume on hand, either in person or virtual, definitely always have a copy nearby. An employer may start, if it's virtual, an employer may start your video chat by asking you something specific on your resume. The video chats are very short and there's time, so you want to make sure you make the most of every minute that you have with that employer. Prepare potential interview questions and for potential interviews or interview questions. Like I shared earlier, sometimes the hiring managers or HR recruiters are the ones at these events. And sometimes on the spot, they offer you an interview and like, let's go over here to this quiet private area and I want to learn more about you. So be prepared. That's why we also tell you to research some of these companies so that you are at least somewhat familiar with what's going on, what kind of positions maybe are open, and just so you have some general knowledge of the companies. Next is pick your outfit. Even if it's virtual, you definitely still want to present your best self. I would say business casual is the best with some comfy shoes because if it's in person, there's going to be a lot of talking. If it's virtual, at least maybe, the hips up, you want to be presentable. If you want to wear your leggings or your shorts or I don't know, and below, let that be you, but you want to make sure that you still show and be presentable. From a video perspective, it is good to wear some solid colors, just like the shirt that I'm wearing today. Avoid clothes with a lot of patterns or stripes or plaids. And a tip, just check with your career center or basic needs office for support. Sometimes they do have a career closet. I think most of our colleges offer these services. If not, maybe even check with your local Goodwill and see if you can have additional support that way too. So now you've prepared, you have everything, you have a list of questions, what to do on the day of the job fair if you're in person. You want to be sure to be confident, enthusiastic. Yes, you may be nervous and totally get it. I relate. My hands start sweating, but they don't know. They don't know this. I will present myself as my most confident self with a smile, ready. I'm ready to learn more about what I don't know. You also want to take notes if necessary. So if you are meeting with an employer, introduce yourself. Again, there's that pitch, elevator pitch. And if you have questions, or if they have questions for you, or if they give you some recommendations, you want to make sure you jot those recommendations now. Also, you also want to make note, all right, I talked to X company, and X company has these positions, and they told me that I can contact them. This way, when you follow up with them, you know what you spoke about, you know who you spoke to, and you know what next steps to take. It's also important to network. If you could take the time to connect with the other attendees, job seekers that are available. Sometimes they even may know, hey, there's also this next event next week happening, or hey, the table down there, they have XYZ happening. I think it'd be a great fit. Go ask them more questions. Network is important. You never know who you may be able to connect to while you're networking. And funny thing, I also recommend eavesdropping. I'm a chismosa. I'm a little nosy sometimes, and sometimes that's how I find out more information. I eavesdrop as you approach some of these employers, some of these booths, listen to the other conversations. How do other students introduce themselves? What is their body language conveying? Who seems to be having the most success? You can use these observations in the future as you get more comfortable at these events. Observing is learning. Now, let's say the job fair is in virtual, just like the ones we're having. You want to be sure to use a stable device. Consider using a laptop or desktop that is resting on a desk or a table. This ensures that your screen does not move while you're talking. Imagine if I had my tablet and I'm moving it every now and then. This workshop could be going completely different. Maybe you get some motion sickness. So be sure to have it somewhere where it's stable if possible. Maybe even lean it against a book or against a window so that it's not moving. Um, if you decide to use your mobile device, find a way to prop it up so you don't need to hold it. Whatever device you choose to use, make sure that the camera works though, and that you're either plugged in or you're fully charged with several hours of battery life. Also, check your Wi-Fi and your internet connection. For the best experience at a fair, you will need steady and reliable Wi-Fi or internet connection. With the download, it's recommended with a download speed of 2 megabits. So in order to support, just like we're doing right now, in order to support video chats, wired internet connections are often the most stable and reliable, more reliable than wireless. Also, inspect your background and your lighting. I know sometimes we all got to work from home or be at home or do school from home, and we have our cats or our dogs playing in the background, or there's something people maybe walking by. You can also blur, there's a feature on Zoom where you can blur your background video. It's very useful if you don't have a background like I do, but you can also maybe just Google a Zoom background or whatever video chat background that you can also incorporate if you do want to avoid any distractions in your background. And remember to just quickly scan your surroundings to make sure that the things they're orderly. Also consider finding a quiet place where you can concentrate and not be disturbed by like roommates, family members, or pets. Lighting is also an important consideration. If there's a bright light behind you, your face will not show up on camera. Try to have some light on you so that the employer can see when you are talking. And remember, turn off notifications. Try this helps to avoid being distracted. In case like if I have an email coming through, a text message, then we can tell. We know when you're a little distracted or when you're looking away, or if you're not really engaged or maybe not interested. So we can tell. A couple other things. So now that we've done some prep work, during a virtual session, be sure to arrive on time. As I shared, if you register, they may send out an agenda, a schedule of events to look forward. Be sure to arrive on time to the sessions that you've selected. Being on time shows the recruiter or employee ambassadors that you're dependable and you're respectful of their time as well. Maintain eye contact and practice active listening. This is something like smiling, nodding, and occasionally during the event or in-person conversation. That's why it's important to limit those distractions around you so that you're not tempted to look away from your computer screen or look at your phone while you're speaking to someone. Ask questions. Remember the list of questions that I recommended to prepare. Bring them to each of your sessions. Having several questions ready will help you in case one or more of the questions are answered early by the employer. Have a pen and paper with you so that you can jot down new questions if they come up during a conversation or maybe you heard someone say it. And just like I mentioned, to take notes if you were in person, also take notes virtually. Now you may be wondering, like, okay, Paula, you want me to do so much during a session. You want me to actively listen, but you want me to remain eye contact. Like, how do I do all of that? Like, it's okay. Don't be nervous. That's a lot. Maybe when you finish like your video chat or finish a session, take a moment. All right, okay, summarize what you just went through. Take a moment to jot keywords that you think will spark up and help you remember on what you were just talking about. Sometimes what I like to do, I still stay, I have a notepad and I just like scribble. I don't care if it's neat or anything, but that way I caught the keywords that will help me remember after, and then I can go into details. I just want to check in with everyone. Are there any questions? Anything that you want me to like highlight? No? Good?
No questions. We're good.
No questions, but here are the questions that I recommend. Don't ask, what jobs do you have? What does your company do? I'm open to anything. Those are some of the most irritating questions, comments that recruiters hear. What jobs do you have makes it seem like I don't care enough to do research in advance. Should I say even more than that? What does your company do? Googling a company, whether you see the agenda the day of, that minute of, whether you're standing in front of a booth or walking around, Googling a company takes like 2 seconds. Use that time, use that time to research the company, then going on Instagram or Snapchat, you know? You're not expected to know anything about the company, but know at least a little something, maybe even where they're located. I'm open to anything, gives the perception I'm desperate and I'll work for you as long as there aren't any other options. You're likely not open to anything, so think about the areas of interest and future growth that you want to go into. Some sample questions, like the ones I've mentioned here, are: is there a mentoring program? What opportunities are there for interacting with other new recruits? How do I best follow up with you? How would you describe the culture of the organization? Is there professional development, maybe something that you're interested? You're currently going to school, so is there tuition or some school support that the company provides? These are important questions, and it shows that you are interested and invested into the outcome of the interview and the job fair. So, all right, now everything's done, everything happened, you're back home. Now what? There's still work, Paula? Yeah, there's still work. You want to ensure that you follow up with these company reps. They will most likely share their contact either at the end of the presentation or in the chat, or give you a business card if you're in person. Use this information to just send a thank you to the representatives, expressing your interest and gratitude for taking the time to meet with you, to talk to you, to video chat with you. And making this extra effort can help the representatives remember you in a positive light. If you're emailing them in your email, maybe begin by thanking them for their time, telling them that you enjoyed meeting with them, and then include something specific that you like discussing or learning about them. And finally, let them know, hey, what next steps should I be taking? Or if you applied, to a position, let them know, hi, thank you for all of this. Thank you for insight. I applied to XYZ position. It's been submitted. I hope I get to hear back from you soon. So sort of a little recap. Step one, set a goal. What are your intentions for the job fair? Research the employers, know who's coming, perfect your elevator pitch, practice and customize it. I know it says perfect, but it's never going to be perfect. I've been working for years and I'm still working on perfecting my elevator pitch. An example that I showed here is, hi, I'm Paula, and I'm a job developer with 2 years of experience in, hosting workshops, planning events. I'm excited to learn more about opportunities with your company because I believe I can grow or contribute or anything that you would like to personalize there. And then polish your resume and LinkedIn profile. It's important. It's depending on the company too. You want to be sure that you have a presentable resume and LinkedIn profile because you never know who may search you up. And also, even for companies that are not there for LinkedIn, there are companies that could look into your profile. Maybe you have the matching skills, so you always want to be prepared, especially if you're open for work. And then engage, engage, engage. Prepare your questions. Can you tell me about your company culture again? What qualities are you looking for in an ideal candidate? Remember your virtual etiquette, dress professionally, test technology and internet connection. Use a clean and clutter-free background and talk to employers. Be concise and to the point, show your enthusiasm, actively listen and ask follow-up questions. So follow up. And I would just like to take a minute right now to, in case any of you did miss the previous workshops, MSJC hosted a Writing a Winning Resume workshop. Moreno Valley hosted LinkedIn profile workshop. Palo Verde hosted a Dealing with Anxiety During the Interview, and RCC hosted Self-Care for Job Seekers. I just want to take a minute to sort of recap what my colleagues shared in hopes that it'll be helpful and closing out this career growth series. So resume branding, the why behind the resume. On average, you will be spending 17 years in school, obtaining degrees and certifications, about 40 years in the workforce, 6 to 10 seconds for a recruiter to scan your resume, and 40 minutes during an interview. Your resume is your ticket for the interview. Your resume is often the first thing employers see, so it's your chance to make a strong initial impression. A well-crafted resume highlights your skills, experiences, and accomplishments. It demonstrates how you can contribute to the employer's success. It can help customize your resume for each job application. I often hear sometimes, yeah, Paul, I applied to like 50 jobs on Indeed, but did you use the same resume? Yeah. No, don't do that. Instead, come to us for help. You want to customize it so it aligns with the qualifications of the specific job requirements. And remember, your resume is your marketing tool, so make it count. That's why it's important to customize it. And here are some of the items that we recommend including in your resume. And, some can give or take, all depending on you. Not over here, Amanda included this, so I'm going to include it. No, we want to tailor it to you and your experience. Now, the power of LinkedIn. The importance of having a LinkedIn profile, it gives you professional visibility. LinkedIn is your online professional presence. So it's your professional social media. Employers and recruiters use it to find and evaluate candidates. It's also an opportunity to network. You get to connect with colleagues, mentors, and potential employers. You get to join industry groups and discussions to expand your network. It's also a platform where you can get some research and insights, and you gain these insights into companies and industries and job markets. And you follow companies for updates and job postings, and also an opportunity to follow companies to showcase your brand. Your LinkedIn profile is your personal brand statement. You get to share your skills and achievements and career goal. Just like your resume is yours, LinkedIn is yours. This is where it's all about you. How do you want to most present yourself? And then when you are either when you're creating or cleaning up your LinkedIn profile, you want to use a professional photo. Use a high quality, friendly, and professional photo where you're dressed appropriately for an industry. And you want to use a compelling headline. So here's an example of mine. I took some tips and tricks that were shared during this workshop and was able to boost it up and revamp it a little bit, where I was able to create this headline where I'm able to reflect my skills, my aspirations, and use some keywords that are relevant to the field that I'm in. And write an engaging summary. So this is highlighting your unique value, showcasing your passion and your career goals. And then you go into your detailed work experience. List your work history. This is something maybe I still need to grow on, because I haven't put in a description of all the responsibilities and achievements that I've done in my job. So even me, that I'm in the field, I'm still growing and still learning and applying some of these tips. You want to be sure to use action verbs and quantifiable results when you are doing this, though. And include any relevant skills, seek endorsements from connections, validate your expertise and competencies, include your education, highlight your educational background and any certifications. Maybe this is your moment to mention your honors and awards. This is also a time and a platform where you can request recommendations from your supervisors, from your colleagues or professors. And you are also able to customize your own URL here. I've provided my example, so feel free to add me on LinkedIn. But this is also, instead of saying, 1, 2, 3, ABC, XYZ, you can customize it to show and demonstrate how you want it to show. And next, we also had our nurturing a healthy mental health mindset, and why it's important why mental health is important for job seekers. When you're job hunting, it can be tough, it can be filled with rejection, uncertainty. A healthy mindset helps you bounce back from the setbacks. Having a positive self-image helps you maintain a mental health and promotes self-confidence. Self-assured candidates perform better in interviews. So you want to ensure that you have effective coping strategies. Job searching can be stressful. It can be managed with healthy coping mechanism. Stress management leads to clearer thinking and decision making. And it could help sustain motivation. A positive mindset fuels motivation. Staying motivated during a job search is a crucial for success. And how can we do that? um, by nurturing a healthy mindset. Have a self care routine. Prioritize self care activities like exercise, meditation, and hobbies. Allocate time to relax and recharge. Set realistic goals by breaking down your job search into manageable steps. Celebrate the small wins and achievements along the way. Use positive self talk to boost your confidence. Replace the negative thoughts with affirmations of your worth because you are worthy. Talk to your friends, family, or your therapist about your job search challenges. Share your feelings and experiences with a supportive network and stay organized. Create a structured job search plan. Maintain a routine to reduce stress and anxiety. Practice mindfulness to stay present and reduce anxiety, utilizing relaxation techniques to manage stress. A healthy a healthy mental health mindset is not just beneficial for essential job seekers, but it helps prioritize your mental well-being to enhance your job search and journey. And I included here a great tool that was shared and suggested. Take My Hand. It is a live peer chat. You can text them, you can literally start a chat, and I am feeling this way. I am going through this right now, and somebody will respond. Somebody is on the other end that will talk to you and help you maybe process an emotion, process the anxiety, whatever you need. Um, they are there. So take a picture, take a screenshot, go to their website, learn more about them. Next, managing anxiety during an interview. Recognize the symptoms. These symptoms may be physical, such as an increased heart rate, or mental, an increased heart rate, or like racing thoughts, a blank mind syndrome. Maybe you have the brain freeze during an interview, sometimes even crying. I've cried before an interview, that's for sure. Just because, not because I'm thinking negative, but just I'm so nervous and I don't know where to let it go. So I just cry. I cry in my car. Or you're too scared to go into the interview, or counseling, or not showing up for interviews. We don't want that. So just be mindful, recognize, scan that to see where you're at. Check in with yourself. It's important. And preparation is key. I think I've said it all along throughout the presentation. Practice answers to common interview questions. The job developers, the employment placement coordinators are here. We can help you with mock interviews. You can use a friend, you can use a colleague even. Your career center advisor can help with those mock interviews to help you gain confidence through stimulated interview scenarios. Plan to arrive to the interview location with plenty of time to spare in case you need to cry like me. Reduce time. It also helps reduce time pressure, and it helps easing anxiety. Drink water and have a light, balanced meal before the interview, and avoid excessive caffeine and sugary foods. I don't know if you're all like me. I always drink coffee in the morning in hopes it'll give me energy to get through the day, but sometimes it does the opposite and it gives me anxiety. So maybe avoid it the morning of or that afternoon so it doesn't happen, right? We want to be energetic and hopefully, manifest it, that it's internal motivation and energy. Learning the job description. If you learn the job description before the interview, you'll be able to answer those questions with more confidence and rationalize your fear. Write down a list of the reasons you're anxious before your interview. Get it out there, write it down, throw it away. I don't know, set fire to it, let it go. And that and but just remember that an interview is a learning experience. It's okay. It's okay if we didn't get the job. We'll take it. I learned from it. I know how to improve from here. And then have that interview introduction ready and prepared before you go to an interview. Something that I like to do is I read the job description, and out of that, and plus my experience, I like to write down 3 things about myself that I think will be relevant. If I write those 3 things down and I engrave them and I remember them, it helps introduce myself so much easier. Start seeing the interview as a meeting. So always, maintain a good posture to convey confidence, practice positive body language in advance. Remember to breathe and slow down during interview. Practice deep, calming breaths before and during the interview. Focus on your breath and to stay grounded. And remember, feel good about yourself. Be proud. You just did that. Whether it's virtual, whether it's in person, you did it. Imagine a successful interview outcome. Visualize yourself confidently. And remember, nervousness is natural. It shows you care. Channel that anxiety into positive energy for a successful interview. That was a lot of information. And this is just a little recap. If you want to take a quick, like, Paula, that was a lot. Take a picture. Before, research the organization, update your resume, prepare your intro, plan your professional outfit, plan your time. During, leave non-essentials behind, be confident, approach the recruiters, and take notes. After, follow up and apply, apply, apply. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate all of your attention. Please let me know if you have any questions, or feel free to contact any of our job developers that were here today, or here are our emails, our phone numbers. Thank you so much. We look forward to connecting with you all.